Hello everybody, welcome once again to another video. This is Base Jalarin, and today I have a completely 100% unoriginal video for you because Meskio J literally did this video a week ago. And I'm just hungry for content because I want to make videos too, you guys. So today I'm going to bring you a top 10 list, and that top 10 list is going to be my favorite mangaka. And we're just going to start right off the bat with honorable mentions, because there are some artists that I do like, but I'm either not familiar enough with their work or other things. It's a very short honorable mentions list. Just barely didn't make the cut of the premium top 10s. And first is Akiko Higashimura. I'm gonna fuck up so many names today, you guys. It's gonna be so fucking fun. She is the mangaka of Princess Jellyfish and more recently Tokyo Terereba Girls. I love her fucking stories. They really, really resonate with womanhood and just life in general. My cat is fucking with the thing that my camera is balanced on. You better stay the fuck away, Missy, okay? Stay away. Go away. Shoot. I like her art style. It's very, very soft and cute. She's got like a sense of style. I just really like her style of artwork and just her style of storytelling. It's really, really nice. Even if you're a dude, her stories will connect with you in some way or another. It's just very adult, in not like in like a promiscuous sexual way, but adult in like a life kind of way. And I just like her stories a lot, and her art. Her art is very soft and cute and stylish. Next one didn't make the cut because it is 110% just a horny choice. If I put this on my top 10, it would just be 100% horny on main. Just no reason to be there aside from the fact that I like that on like in a carnal level, and that would be a Synecdoche, who is the mangaka of Plus Sized Elf. You've already heard me talk loads about this manga and this artist and why I like them. I like the fact that a lot of their drawings of girls have them in curvier, more realistically shaped bodies as opposed to what you normally see in manga and in anime. It's definitely a fetish thing, I feel. He likes really big girls. He likes big girls, and I like big girls, so we connect on that very carnal level about how we like our women. But yeah, this would have 100% been a horny choice for me to put on my top 10, so I kind of left it out. And finally, for my honorable mentions, we have a new mangaka, at least in terms of stuff that's released here in America, and that would be Takuto Kashiki, who did the manga for Hakume and Mikochi. This is such a whimsical series. The artwork, the story, it is just so nice. It's such a nice, relaxing story, and the art is absolutely phenomenal in this manga. The detail that the artist puts into the world, and the characters, and their clothes, and the plants, and the animals, and just holy fucking shit. Like, you gotta appreciate the level of detail that are in some of these illustrations in here. Like, you go through and you read this for the story and just for like the lighthearted nature, but just go through this manga if you ever get the chance and just look at all the detail, all just the beautiful, beautiful scenery, and just the clothing, and just the society these tiny little forest people live in. It is wonderful, and the only reason it didn't make it onto my top 10 is this is the only manga I've read by this person, and it's only so far here in the West 2 volumes long, so I haven't had a lot of experience with this artist. But if we get more Hakume Mikochi, or if we get more from this artist, definitely 100% top 10 contender right there. So let's get into the top 10, and we're going to start with Tomo Takeuchi, who did Welcome to the Ballroom. Their art is is absolutely stunning. The way they draw people dancing, the movement of the characters is absolutely phenomenal. They are just an absolute, like, master of drawing people in motion, which is something you gotta have to do well if you're gonna make a manga about people dancing most of the time. It's just an absolutely wonderful manga, and it's probably the only manga, very, very few manga I can stand that's a sports manga. It just, I don't know if it was just the premise or the characters. There's something about this manga that makes me love it despite my lack of interest for sports manga. If you have not read Welcome to the Ballroom yet, I suggest you do. I don't know if it's still on hiatus in Japan, but I think there was a bit, because we haven't gotten a new volume recently, so now is the time, especially since the holidays are coming up and holiday sales are happening, but definitely look into Welcome to the Ballroom. It is fan-fucking-tastic, especially if you want to study drawing bodies in motion, because holy fuck. Next up is going to be a little bit of an unorthodox choice, because not a lot of people like and or read this mangaka's work, and that would be Riichi Ueshiba, who is the mangaka for Mysterious Girlfriend X, and the reason I put this mangaka on my top 10 list is not for the story. The story might turn people off, and I understand that. I personally find it kind of charming, considering it borders on, like, inappropriate, but also, like, appropriate. It walks that fine line very, very nicely. But what I really like is that reading through this manga again, looking into... This manga really likes background details, including, like, outfits people wear, or signage, or just small little details. He puts a lot of fucking work into, and it's just really, really interesting to just examine just the way that this mangaka draws. And honestly, I just like the story from day one, when it, like, first became, like, a big internet meme, like, oh, it's a manga about kids drinking each other's spit. I fucking love, I don't know, there's something that draws me to this mangaka's work. I just love the way he draws everything, from characters to just the small little details. That's what I like about this, especially when you have, like, a scene. If you read this mangaka's work, you know what I'm talking about. A scene where there's a high amount of detail, and just, you could probably look at this image for fucking long-ass time, and you will find different shit to look at every single time. I just love that about this mangaka, is just their attention to detail. Love it. Next up, we have Naga Bay, who is the mangaka for, I'm going to try and pronounce this, Seul Arun, the Girl from the Other Side. Their art is particularly unique in terms of manga. It has a more Western sort of storybook feel, as opposed to more of a Japanese feel. The way that they tell their story is just very dark, but not like in like an edgy way, but just in like a classically gothic way that I just absolutely adore. This is a perfect rainy day manga. This is a perfect rainy day mangaka. I don't know if there's any other works by Naga Bay, but this is just absolutely wonderful, and it's definitely the type of manga that I would share with somebody who's like, oh, manga's the same, it's all the same shit. Naga Bay would probably be one of the first mangaka that I would turn to, because just how different and just storybook-like their style is, and it is absolutely wonderful to me. Next up is the very obvious, the one mangaka you saw coming in this fucking list, and that is, of course, my Yuri goddess, who this list would not be complete without. Milk Mori Naga, my favorite Yuri author of all time. She understands girls who like girls this woman's whole entire body of work just speaks to me on like a spiritual level, you guys. Oh, hi, cat. Hello. Other kitty is here. Say hi. Or not. But I just love her art. One would say isn't something that would stand out in terms of just being compared to a whole lot of other artists, but I love her stories. Her stories, her slow burn romancers, her one-volume romps. I absolutely love all of them. They're the perfect amount of, like, sweetness and romance and slow burn. It's just the perfect combination that just speaks to my girl-loving heart. And I fucking love Milkha Naga so much and her work, and I want to see more. Please, anybody license more of this shit, because I will snatch it up so fucking fast, y'all. You don't even fucking know. But yeah, if you want to get into a Yuri, definitely look into Milkha Naga, especially Girlfriends, this manga that I'm holding right here. It's a 2-volume omnibus, and it is the most delicious, wonderful, slow burn romance I think I've ever fucking read, and I love it so much. Absolutely. Next up is a mangaka that we don't see a lot of things from. I don't think we've seen anything in print from them since the glory days of Tokyopop. I know Viz recently released a digital manga for this author, which burned the fuck out of me because I want a print version of her stuff so hard, and we'll never see it because fuck me, and that would be Mari Okazaki. This manga is called Supply, or Supply. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it, and I never will, but it is probably my favorite josei ever, and it is unfinished. We only got 5 fucking volumes out of 10, because Tokyopop decided to rapidly expand during an awful economic crisis. Fuck you guys. That was a bad choice. But her art is elegant as shit, in a way that one would even just, like, not assume that a josei would be. Just even looking at the cover art, I'm sorry that the lighting in here is shit, but her art is absolutely elegant, sometimes in ways it has no right to be. This is just a josei about a woman who works in an office. It's an excellent story, by the way, but on a base level, it's just about a woman who is trying to balance her life with her work life after an awful breakup with a man that she was dating for years and years and years, and she has to just, like, think upon her life and how she's been living her life, and it's just an excellent story. And even if we only got 5 volumes of it, I definitely suggest seeking it out anyway and just experiencing what we got out of what we could have gotten. Her art is absolutely stunning for such a regular, normal setting. She will slip these beautiful, detailed background design elements into her work, into the simplest of scenes, and make it an absolute fucking masterpiece. And, like, you have to experience this for yourself. You will not read a more elegant josei than anything by Mari Okazaki, and most of everything we have in print from her is from Tokyopop. There's this Supply, which is 5 volumes, and there's also a one-shot volume that Tokyopop put out called, let me just turn my head very subtly and look for it in the most unsubtle fucking way, Sweet and Honey. Definitely look into those things if you just want to experience the most elegant fucking story about an office woman ever. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. Next up we have a mangaka who's very specifically the artist of this manga. He didn't make the story, but he is an artist to honor and just keep in high esteem, and that would be Yoshikazu Yasuhiko, who is the artist for, namely, the Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin series. he very specifically did the character designs for Mobile Suit Gundam, like the original Mobile Suit Gundam, and also was like an animation director for a couple of episodes, I do believe. But this man is a fucking legend, and his experience shows. You get to hear about different experiences, different points of view from different artists, because each one of these volumes has like a little essay, a little short, little like comic or so from different mangaka, and one of them detailed the fact that this man does not do rough drafts. This man straight up just breaks out the fucking fountain pen and just does the shit in here. Just does all this shit by fucking hand without any rough drafts, just fucking goes at it with a pen and nothing else, and that is absolutely, going through these manga, absolutely fucking insane to me. But that is definitely a man who has been doing this shit for many years, and just, you can feel just like the worldly experience through looking through his work, looking through at this beautiful artwork that is in this manga, especially when you think that this dude just laid down all these lines with a pen and nothing else. Like, he didn't go in with pencil, he just went at it with some pen, just fucking blew everybody out of the fucking water, like, ta-da! But yeah, it's just the pure amount of just awesomeness of this artist. Definitely try to get the Mobile Suit Gundam, the origin manga, while you fucking can, because people keep on saying over and over again, it's all like, this is definitely something that's gonna go out of print eventually. I mean, I know it is a very hot commodity for Vertical, it's probably one of their best sellers, but there's going to be a time when this will be no longer available, and that'll be a huge fucking shame. So, get on that, enjoy this artist's work in any way you can. Try to find some deals, definitely, because the cover price for these volumes is not ridiculous. It's actually 100% worth it. But if you're on a budget, these manga definitely aren't for you, because they're hardcover and beautiful. But oh my god, it definitely deserves it. The art in this definitely deserves it. Yoshikazu Yasuhiko. I have to look down at like the volume whenever I say their names, because I'm afraid I will mispronounce them. Definitely deserves this level of quality. Next up, we have Satomi Higuchi, another mangaka that you probably saw coming in this top 10 list. I absolutely love. Nowadays, I feel like he's getting a lot more used to just the format of manga, especially Knights of Sidonia. It's gotten more wordy, it's gotten a little more generic, but not like painfully so, but you can still see that this man loves creating interesting, like wild, very technological worlds, looking especially through Blam, which showcases his artistic skill beautifully, just the backgrounds. And you can read this manga, and there's only like one speech bubble in this entire fucking like spread, and it's just a manga that you can read over and over again, and you could come away with like a different experience every single time. I love his fucking work. I love his style of sci-fi, science fiction. I absolutely love all the stories, even the ones that I like just talk shit about, like Knights of Sidonia. Fucking love it. I absolutely loved the shit out of it. I love his stories, and I love his artwork. His attention to detail when it comes to backgrounds and buildings and just environments. And it's really interesting to just start with Blam and then start like going on up from like the manga that he like made afterward, and just seeing him improve in like small little ways and tweaking his style and like just enough to just it's a really interesting thing to just read his manga like chronologically, because I mean the background work in Blam, absolutely fucking wonderful. The story, blow me fucking away. The character designs, they all remind me of how to draw manga books back in like the peak of the 2000s. You know those ones, but just wonderful fucking stories. A wonderful fucking storyteller. I'm absolutely very excited to see where Aposmus is going to go. Very excited about the other manga that Viz is putting out. It's Abra or something. I don't know. I forget. But I absolutely love his work. It's just my kind of sci-fi. It's delicious, and I love it. Next up is another very obvious choice. This one is probably going to be on a lot of people's top 10s, if they have top 10s, and that is Emile Asano. I love this man's style of storytelling. It definitely speaks to people who are younger, in like the early 20s, maybe late teens to early 30s, I'd say, this kind of demographic. His stories are very grounded. Like, there's never any time where you read Emile Asano's work and you think like, wow, that fucking jumped the shark. It's just, it plays out very naturally. I mean, it can get depressing as shit, and sometimes it features aliens invading Earth, but it grounds itself in reality so well that whenever there's a point where the shit gets real, it hits you really hard because it feels really, really real, even if the situations are really strange. It's very hard-hitting in very, very deep ways. I especially love Solon, and Solon was my first Emile Asano work I ever read, and I had just graduated high school. And I fucking cried. Like, there were multiple times during this manga where I, like, sat down, it's like, I need to take a break and I need to have a sob. Definitely not something that'll resonate with everybody on multiple, like, age levels, but it's definitely his work. When you are at, like, the prime age to enjoy it, it will hit you fucking hard, and it will stay with you forever. His stories are lasting. They will leave a scar on you, and they will stay there forever. And that's just the kind of author that he is. Next up, in a long line of very prestigious things, we have something that's a little more trashy, I suppose, if you want to compare, and that is Coco Fujiwara, who did Inoboku's Secret Service, and I just love the blending of cuteness and romance, and I don't know why. I absolutely love her work. Just the way she draws characters is wonderful to me. I don't know why, but every single, like, from her dudes to her little girls to her older women, everything, it's all like, wow, that is the most aesthetically pleasing thing I've ever fucking seen. And I don't know why, but it just speaks to me on a very deep level. I love her stories too. I've only read this one. I really wish we could read more, but unfortunately, Coco Fujiwara has passed away. Sorry about that, my cats are doing something fucky in the other room. I had to intervene, but I just love her story very, very much. It may read creepy to you because it's age gap romance, but it's just, you become very invested in her characters, in their relationships. It goes a lot deeper than, like, oh, it's an age gap romance because he's older than her. No. It's a lot deeper than just an age gap romance. This story is touching, in a way. Her stories are oddly touching for what they are, for what they seem to be on a surface level. And it's just, maybe this is just me. Maybe this is just a very personal choice, and it has everything to do with my feelings and nothing to do with how I actually, how the world at large views art and manga and shit like that. But just Inoboku's Secret Service, Coco Fujiwara, it's a shame that we will never see anything more from her, because I fucking love her shit. I love her character design, I love her storytelling, I love how she blends like comedy with romance, and it's wonderful, and it's fucking yes. I am unintelligent, and I cannot think of how to better describe my enjoyment of something. Anyway, moving on to number 1 in this fucking list, and that would be Rio Kakui, who did Delicious in Dungeon. Delicious in Dungeon is fucking amazing. The artwork in here is absolutely stunning, purely on a design level. Rio Kakui, almost every fucking chapter takes like a mythical creature, like a monster in a dungeon, and it's like, let's make some fucking food out of it and make it look delicious. And every single time it's like, yes, my cats are being fucking assholes. Stop. And oh my god, I'm very, very passionate just about, and also the character designs. I need to talk about the character designs really, really fucking quick, because Rio Kakui published like this little like short zine. I don't think we're ever going to see it here in the West, but it was a zine that had to do with how they developed Delicious in Dungeon, and one of the things that they wrote was if it's good character design if you can completely 100% switch around like the outfits and the aesthetics of all the characters and just have them wear and look like different people, and you can still tell that they are that specific character and not another character. If you can take a character and dress them up like completely another different character in the series and you could still tell it's them, it's good character design. And it's like, holy shit, thank you. And also, they go so far to make a very varied cast of characters. Delicious in Dungeon, the further you go, the cast of characters gets pretty fucking huge, and every single one of them is unique in their own way, and you can point them out and spot them and just identify them out of like a crowd of all these other different characters. They are all 100% unique, and that's what I love absolutely about Rio Kakui's work, is just their character work is wonderful. And it's such a unique story. It's people going around making, like, how could they have come up with this fucking story? What fucking spawned this? It's a cooking manga about cooking monsters in dungeons, and then it becomes, like, this fucking action-adventure series near the middle. It's wonderful, and it takes you on a journey, and you're captivated the whole time, even though it's just a cooking manga. It's just fucking wonderful, and I love it, and I get so excited whenever a new volume of this comes out. It's just so fucking wonderful, and I love it to pieces, and I love Rio Kakui's work to pieces, and just their methods to character design, and just how they go about making manga. It's wonderful, and I love it. And this is why it's on my top spot, is that I can actually form coherent sentences about why I like this mangaka, and not like vague stutterings like I was with Inaboku's Secret Service literally 5 seconds ago. But yeah, that's it. And that is my top 10 list for favorite mangaka. If you want to just post your list in a text format, you can leave it down in a comment below. Otherwise, make a video. Do whatever the fuck you want. The world is your oyster. Do whatever the shit you want. Make some content. Do it for Jesus. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me, y'all. You all stay fucking sexy, and I will see you all in the next video, whenever the fuck that may be. Bye.